history in Europe between these two. 13 European Cups between them, of course. One of the most famous finals. You go back to 2005 in Istanbul, of course. Liverpool 3-0 down at half-time. Came back to win on penalties, inspired by Steven Gerrard. Jamie Carragher putting in blocks, despite the fact that he was cramping up. Dudek's double save from Shevchenko in extra time, saving from Shevchenko and Pirlo in the penalty shootout as well. Of course, 2 years later, it was Pippo Inzaghi, who was Milan hero this time against Liverpool in the final. Roles reversed, scoring the goals to secure Milan's 7th European Cup. They have met since then. That was a bit of a thriller at Anfield, the 3-2 thriller. In fact, in 2021, there was a 2-1 win for Liverpool at the San Siro as well that year. But in fact, Liverpool have a decent record at the San Siro. They won 3 straight there, as they've also beaten Inter back in 2008 and also in 2022 as well. But I'm surprised to be here talking about Liverpool needing to bounce back, of course, after that defeat against Nottingham Forest at the weekend. That was far from expected. No disrespect, of course, to Nottingham Forest, but we're just looking at the way that Liverpool had started this season. It seemed to be a bit of tiredness at times, maybe after the international break, some of the travelling that some of the players had done. But Arne Slot now will obviously be looking for a response in this game against AC Milan, albeit, of course, it's a separate competition.
Any notable absentees following Saturday's defeat, or any notable returnees?
No, there doesn't seem to be, Rob. Obviously, no Harvey Elliott. He's recovering from that fractured foot. We're just wondering exactly how Arne Slot is going to change things around for this game against AC Milan. It was the 3rd consecutive game that he named the same starting 11. The only change he's made all season to his starting lineup was, of course, Konate coming in for Quansah. Konate replaced Quansah at half-time against Ipswich Town and has been in the starting lineup ever since then. What we have seen from Arne Slot so far this season is that he's not afraid to freshen things up when it comes to his substitutions. So we saw Trent Alexander-Arnold play the full game for the first time under Slot this weekend, but Conor Bradley still got minutes. Trent Alexander-Arnold kind of pushed into midfield for the last half hour or so with that change that was made. Bradley coming off Alexis McAllister, who'd had injury concerns, I think, through the international break. Now, along with Bradley, we saw Cody Gakpo and Darwin Núñez get a half-hour run out at the weekend. Tsimikas and Curtis Jones came on for the last 15 minutes as well. What we haven't seen much of is Endo. He's only had that brief appearance against Brentford coming on in the 89th minute. And, of course, we're also still to see Federico Chiesa involved in a matchday squad as well after signing just before the transfer window shut. He watched the win over Manchester United from the stands. He has been working on building up his fitness since then, joining the under-21s during the international break, in fact, as well. When we spoke to Arne Slot last week, he said he'd been able to train with the first team group about 3 or 4 times. He is out there, of course, as we can see at the moment.